Hi, welcome to our next video in today's Berry Blessings special class. This card here is a bit of a fancy fold and it's just using the DSP as our card base. It's really simple to put together, so I'm going to show you how to do that. It looks lovely when it's standing up and it's got that really fab pull out element to it. So to get started, you're going to need a piece of the DSP. I'm using the one that's got the rich Razzleberry design on the back, and it's got those lovely blackberries in the centre. I've got some rich Razzleberry cardstock and I've got some basic white cardstock. And then from your little DSP pack, I've got the rich Razzleberry scallop circle, a plain stitched circle, and some pieces that I've already gone ahead and cut out. So the first thing you need to do is we're going to cut the main piece of DSP for our card. So you need to be mindful of the direction of the pattern on your DSP. So you want a whole strip that's horizontal. So you want to cut that strip across there. So to do that, we're going to cut that at 6 inches. So we're just cutting the DSP in half, which is, if you have the new Stampin' Up trimmer, all you're going to do is push that right against the end edge and cut. Okay. Pop the other piece to one side. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use our scorer now. So we're going to score at four different intervals, and we're working in inches. So we're going to score at 2 inches. We're going to score at 4 inches. We're going to score at 8 inches. And the last one is 10 inches. Okay. So the idea being that the middle one folds in and then the outer strip folds back on itself. So middle fold in, outer strip back on itself. Okay. So you then have that little gate fold opening. Now we want to create these little triangle sections. So to do that, you are going to pop your DSP in your trimmer and you're going to line it up at 3 inches. Okay? And then using a pen or a pencil, you're just going to do a little line at that 3-inch mark at the top and at the bottom of your DSP, so you can barely see it. And then from your score line, you're going to cut from that score line down to that point. So I'm lining it up in my trimmer, and we're going to cut that off. Keep that there, and we're going to do the same on the other piece. Okay, so line up that midpoint with that first score line and cut that off. You can now put your trimmer to one side because we don't need that for the time being. And now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to burnish all of our score lines to make them really crisp folds. Okay. And then bring that one back on itself. Okay, so just like so. Now these two pieces, you're going to flip them over to reveal that underside of the DSP, and you're quite literally just going to stick them on the bottom part of that panel, that first little panel. So that's going to go on there like so. Fold that out and then put that one on. That pattern is now starting to really come together. Okay, so you've got that lovely diamond fold or diamond section showing in the middle. Okay, we're going to bring in our scallop circle, and we want to stick that in this centre section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional or 2 dimensionals just underneath where that scallop circle is going to sit. And then with the whole thing closed, hold it in place and stick on your circle. Okay, so that piece now stays on our left hand section, and then we can go in with our sentiment. So for this card I'm actually using the Happy sentiment that comes from the Pretty Perennials stamp set. It's really, really useful. You'll see me, I've actually fussy cut around this a bit later on. So I'm stamping that just on my circle towards the top, and I'm stamping that in rich Razzleberry ink. Okay. So the same colour as that ink, that cardstock that we've cut our scallop circle from, and the same colour that matches that background DSP. So that is going to get stuck just on like so. And then we want to bring in just a little bit of scrap white cardstock, and then using the same colour ink pad we're going to stamp the initial part of that sentiment, which says sending lots of happy, or sending lots of, and then we've got that nice happy there already. Trim this down into a little strip just with your paper snips like so. And then this we're going to attach onto our circle above our happy sentiment like that. And then we can bring in our fussy cut pieces. So I've got a strawberry that is actually been cut from the papers, and that is one of the rich Razzleberry colour strawberries. It's great how they tie all these colours in. I've got a little leaf underneath. Oh, that rhymes. And then we have a little flower just to stick between that. Okay, so that is our card front down. Now, because we've used DSP, that isn't very strong at all, so we're going to strengthen the back of that card with some layering. Okay, so you're going to bring your rich Razzleberry DSP, and you've got a whole sheet. I've just got half a sheet. So we're going to cut a layer that is 5 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. Okay. And then our piece of Whisper White basic white, is going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller. So we're going to go in at 5.5 inches, and we'll turn and we'll go in at 3.5 inches. Okay, pop those pieces and our trimmer to one side. Layer everything together. So our white piece goes onto our rich Razzleberry cardstock, and then our rich Razzleberry piece is going inside our card. It's just going to sit inside that panel like so. So it's a lovely bit of layering there. And then to finish, I'm going to stamp the sentiment from the Berry Blessings stamp set. Oops, turn it up the right way, we might get somewhere. Like so. And then we have a little flower just to finish that off. So there we have our finished fun fold card design. I hope you enjoyed making that. That would look lovely in any of the patterned papers. And we'll move on to our next tutorial next. Thanks for watching. Bye.